Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 7 Days of Summer Lost Alpha. Now, I get the feeling this is actually going to be one of our last episodes. Maybe not the last one, but we're definitely getting towards the end. I mean, we're already at day 7, and we haven't even done anything. So, in the previous episode, we basically walked around the camp, reminisced about all the fun crap we got up to, the less fun crap we got up to, and now we are with Slavia, and she is, well, in Semyon's eyes, she's breaking up with him, but I suspect that's not entirely correct to what's going on. So let's jump right in. Why does she refuse to help me? It's not selfishness. She's not thinking about herself. I'm a different person and everything. Let her help me. Sits next to me on the bus, takes me by the hand and supports me all the way to town, and then stays in my life. My name is Feoktistova Slaviana. A girlish voice jumped in my ears so frighteningly unfamiliar a few days ago. A record of getting close to a human being. I've never let anyone in so quickly and close to me. And now she wants me to leave without her. I don't think that's what's going on, but sure, if you want to look at it that way. I knew, of course, and if the situation had arisen under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have raised an eyebrow. Because I know when it's needed, then you can wait until the end of the summer. Then just dial the numbers 28 or 29th and meet the evening of September 1st somewhere near the Aurora. There have been presents. There have been. But my conditions aren't the most ordinary. Bitch, okay, Chief. Chill out, bastard. Asshole, you got to get it together. It cannot be steep. Naturally, I was late. And who better than me to know that in this life everything is determined by His Majesty chance, and in my case, it is far from that chance. I'm too much of a loser to have escaped from a lingering slumber to find myself on the shore clutching the most precious in my arms. Listen, man, if you miss the bus, it's for the best, because you'll keep getting to see her. Just keep it together. I'm fairly certain that this isn't the last time you'll see her, and if it is, I'm going to complain. Did my camera just lag right then? That's not good. Oh well. My legs no longer held me. With a melancholical spirit of lingering saliva on the pavement, I kicked the gate with my foot. So what are you making noise about? Already ready for labor and defense, Lena. She went to the disco in this dress, and she's going to town in it. Does the girl wear the same dress? There aren't any others? Seems that all is not well in the Danish kingdom. Has the director left? Lena nodded. How long ago? What difference does it make, you idiot? As if the fact that he left 4 minutes ago instead of 3 minutes ago makes you catch up with him now. Just now. Ruthlessly, she said. I groaned and banged my head on the gate. I'm a loser. I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna speak on that. I know better. I bring nothing but trouble to everyone, including myself. Categorically true, but hey, you brought a lot of other things too. So it's not surprising that a story that started out so well ended in a carefully hushed up suicide. Perspective, man. You've got to have some perspective. I'm wearing the shirt. I don't know if you people have noticed this, but I've worn a different colored shirt to match each of the girls' hair. In some, not all, but some of the episodes. And now I'm cashing my ticket back to my cozy hell. Young man, why do you kill yourself like that? You'll never get killed like that. Without a smile, the girl made a joke, and I smiled back at her crookedly. We both fell silent. You're one to talk about that. The bus is coming. Yes, Lena answered. Where are you going next? To finish my studies. My father was offered a place at Polytechnic, so I'll probably go there. Polytechnic? Ah, prestigious. Not really. Everyone goes to Polytechnic. Soviet university snob, I cleverly said. And you? What? What are you gonna do yourself? Besides family life? I'll live. Army, all that. I don't hear any joy in your voice. Should there be? Imagine what you have to be separated from a dear person, and you cannot guarantee that you will meet. That's no reason to be discouraged. Come, do you really want Slavia to remember you like this? She shook her head and left. Okay, I don't think I got a time to really simmer into my thoughts long enough in the last episode, so I'll simmer on them right now. This isn't exactly a breakup. It's literally just a separation of their conditions. She clearly doesn't want to be away from him, and he doesn't want to be away from her. But the fact of the matter is, she has to stay and do whatever it is. I already forgot. Dramatic. She has to stay and do whatever it is, and he's got to go, or, well, she thinks he's got to go because she thinks he's from here, but he's not from here. And somehow, Semyon doesn't get that. Anyway, and good riddance. Wind on your humped back, bitch. I sat down on the curb and started figuring out how to handle the situation in my favor. It wasn't working out very well. Setting aside the rescue by rocker mice from Mars and Captain America, there were two sane options. The first was to go live in the woods. Nice one. Okay. Oh, look, a Bryansk gorilla. How long will you survive on aspen bark and unripe blueberries? I said sane, not reasonable. I wouldn't call it sane either. Besides, I had access to a bomb shelter, and you could sit there for about 50 years if you wanted to. If you really wanted to, there were enough supplies. That's an option. Let's go to the underground, and we'll have Metro 1989 here, or even Stalker, Clear Call of Savyonok. Come on, you'll get what you deserve. Come to me. You're not helping, Blabbermouth. I have no such task. What's the second option? The official ways. In the presence of all those lovely and, without her, but listen, I've really honestly made my peace with that. I think we've spent... Listen, I also don't want to be separated from Savia, but I understand that there's really no better way, and the game won't give me one. So, womp womp, you win some, you lose some. That's life for you. Is everyone here? Olga counted us by our heads. Fektistova and Zhukova are gone. Who the fuck is... Who's Zhukova? Zhenya? Interesting last name. Named after the great marshal of the Soviet Union. It's a good name to have. Other than that, I don't see the relation. Uliana snitched. I know they're staying. Obviously they're staying. What do you mean they stay? What's the matter? The pioneers murmured, clearly intrigued. They've been asked to do pro bono work. What are you gonna do? So, for free. Come on, Liz. Even if they don't get paid, they'll rest here. Lena shook her head. I'd even stay here to work. Well, only if you look at it that way. Alisa shook her head. But I could do just as well in the city. Especially since Fektistova's lover is leaving. She'll be cheating. I blushed. Dvachevskaya, shut up, please. Alisa laughed, but the counselor shushed her. And someone took me by the elbow from behind and gave me a gentle squeeze, and out of all of them, it has to be her, doesn't it? Miku, I'm already holding on to the fucking fan. She stayed away for some reason. Oh, Jesus. Don't feel bad that you're splitting up. My dad used to say that true love is like fire, and separation is like the wind. If the flame is strong, the wind will only fan it even more. Very wise words from her. Thank you. I wouldn't say it made it any easier, but having an extra person on your side is always nice. Do you want to sit on the bus together? We can talk. Immediately, the Japanese girl ruined the effect of her altruism. Not hanging out with Lena? Well, I can hang out with her, but if you need to sit alone, I won't impose. I'm just being friendly. She smiled and walked back to Lena, talking to her about something. Well, good luck to us. The squad leader wished, and the pioneers, one by one, pulled themselves onto the bus. The younger kids leave first, followed by us. Once and for all, established order. Nice spelling. I hope someone got fired for that blunder. I felt a tickle between my shoulder blades and turned around. Come to see us off? Calmly, I said. You. In tone with me, she replied. Saw me off? Bye. I turned away. Long send-offs are unnecessary tears. It's my pleasure to say goodbye to you. I remember yesterday's wish from a Japanese girl. No, wait. I don't want you to go away angry with me. Please. I'm not angry. I'm not reading that. The path of the samurai leads to death. Let us not disfigure the posthumous plaster cast with anger, panic, and frustration. I don't know how this is supposed to help you, us, but take it, please. It's very important. She handed me some sheet of paper with some strange numbers written on it. It's her number, dumbass. It looked more like some kind of latitude and longitude. Oh, well, never mind. Her house? I mean, listen, putting the latitude and longitude of your house is a really unorthodox way of telling people your address, but considering the fact that addresses in the Soviet Union work differently, and also the fact that this girl is, in my opinion, learned and smart enough to know how to find out her position in relation to the world, I can understand how that could be an address. If it's not, then I don't fucking know. How is this supposed to help me? I don't think any information will help me right now except for a direct phone contact with God. See you, she whispered. See you soon, I hope. It's pretty obviously an address. Without turning around, I headed for the bus. And I didn't look at her once, because you're a bastard, Semyon, because you don't learn a thing. Remember all those episodes ago when I said I don't trust him and I don't believe in him anymore? This is what I mean. Because no matter how much progress this motherfucker makes, he's always one step behind. Always behind everyone else. I can't trust that kid with a single goddamn thing. I mean it. Didn't even turn around. I knew perfectly well that some things had to be cut off at once, otherwise they would only hurt more. Otherwise I'd cut my hands with hate, which were already damaged, and my heart barely healed from the wounds that kept opening up. You just don't learn, do you, boy? You don't learn. Otherwise, I'll turn off my head and send everyone and everything, and really go off to a bunker to live near the camp. Okay, listen. Listen. What do you think the ending to this is going to be? I don't know. So far, I only have really one theory, and it's he goes back to Earth somehow, even though he's kind of technically sort of dead, and he listens to her for once. Well, for the first time in this episode, because he's being a bit of a moron so far. And he goes to the address, and he finds her there. That's as best as I can. And even then, that seems a little too linear. I feel like with this mod, it's never that simple. It is never that simple, and so I don't think it's going to be that. Just wrote on the back of the paper and pinned it to the window. I'll come back for you. Never mind, I think I'm the smartest man alive. Olga nodded at me and sat down next to her. You know what? Sure. You know what? Good. If there's anything that can help us right now, it's a talk with her. Well, to be honest, she's kind of neither here nor there. She's never really been a very comforting presence in our lives, nor has she been overtly annoying and a hindrance to us. But she's the voice of she's nothing if not the voice of reason. So I would like to talk to her, actually. Spit it out. I will. I'll get it out right this instant. What? Semyon, you didn't stay with Slavia, and I want to hear what's up. I was counting on you, you know. Yeah, I mean, listen, counting on the fact that you're dead in the real world, presumably, there's no real reason you couldn't have stayed. Like, would anyone have come looking for you? No. Would the counselors care that you're not going on the bus? Probably not. They have better shit to worry about. Olga Dmitrievna clearly has her priorities set in stone, considering what she's been doing this entire game. So genuinely, I see zero reason why you couldn't quite literally just stay. But fine, whatever. Do whatever you want. Mr. Director, I sighed. Oh, is that why? Really? How is it, I wonder, if his car is trailing our convoy? Really? I waited for the road to turn and actually discerned at the end of the column in a cloud of dust a drearily gleaming passenger car. Olga looked at me suspiciously. Now I want to hear the truth. It was true, it's just... I stood up and threw back a glance. Lena intercepted my gaze and grinned. Winked. What a bitch. I groaned helplessly. So will you tell me or not? Tikhanova with the devils in her swamp. I shook my head. Fooled by the fool with 4 fists. Said the boss had already left? I nodded. That bitch. Okay, I'll cover for you now. We'll make a deal retroactively. See, Semyon, I told you. Everything always works out. You stupid moron. God. That is, of course, if you still want to come back. You ask, of course I do. But you'll have to wait while the shift is being manned. Do you have a place to stay? I shrugged. Let's not get caught up on the minutia. If you want, you can stay at the hotel. There's hotels here? Olga answered the unspoken question. Or at my place, your room is always free. Mine? No, never mind. She pursed her lips. This fucking game. Well, will you sleep? She glanced at her watch. Or are you afraid to fall asleep again? What do you mean again? Suspicious. I don't know. Somehow it's not very pleasant to fall asleep knowing what awaits on the other side. Nevertheless, another hour later, I sweetly stretch myself and rattle to the floor from my seat. Oh, so he didn't go after all. Or did he? Now I'm really confused. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know, man. I found myself alone on the bus. Alone. What I'd be running so diligently from for the last 7 days and all my life before had caught up with me after all. We come here and leave here alone. And only a few steps, sometimes, are taken side by side with someone. But the paths are invariably divergent. Big boy words. And if loneliness awaits me here, loneliness awaits me there. Why move at all, if it makes no difference at all? Oh, Semyon, you can wax poetry all you want, but I know where this is going. What if there's something interesting out there? I said to myself. Man, the bus driver must think you're all kinds of insane. There's not even a subtitle for that one. And now where the hell are we? Oh boy, this game just got good, finally. Loneliness is a state of mind. Are we in St. Petersburg again? Even if you seem to be a successful husband, father, and breadwinner, sometimes it hits you so hard you can't wash it away with absinthe. I have my burned out cynicism, my smoky voice, my yellowed fingers, and my resistance to alcohol. And I shake these regalia, sure that I can't go any lower. Although in my interpretation, it looks exactly the opposite. There's no reason to go higher. Here's the ceiling. The kick I got for a few days under the southern sky was enough to throw off my stupor for a while and start acting. Or are we? Yeah, I guess we are, because that must be the bridge that we just... Well, by just, I mean the first episode ago, fell off of, or something. True, a very wise girl taught me that it's never too late to put your hands down, but you may not have the strength to hunker down. Well? So the fall didn't break me, didn't spoil me, not broken, not spoiled by depression, and when one day the dank October suddenly lit up with a familiar smile, I cast aside all doubt, broke through the wobbly crowd at the turns, and stood beside, hoarsely said, "Hello, I'm Semyon. And you?" Okay, and she is Stasia, Stanislava. Identical, similar, but not the same. But I decided that if the name, if the smile, and the light in the blue eyes, then that must be a sign. Huh? I quit smoking for her, because Damn it! We're back. Because someone for her grew up and got a little boring for her. 2 packs of Diablo Nero, please, I say to the saleswoman, as smiling as she was a week ago. And it's positive enough for a woman to smile while dealing in death. After another 7 months, we got married and moved in together. And the attractive facade of the perfect girl was replaced by domesticity. It's like I've been set the bar. I've reached it, I'm good, that's it. By the time I realized she wasn't Slavia, it was too late. Who am I lying to, though? There you are again. I figured it out a lot sooner. It's just that one really wants to be deceived. After all, I still eat my sandwich sausage down just because I was once told by a painted cat that it tasted better that way. Reference to the Soviet cartoon 3 from Prostokvashino. I hope I pronounced that right. I've become something. Not myself. Here I am now, I am not me, a chill cutting my fingers through my leather gloves, but it's warm under the solid sheepskin coat, and in my breast pocket there's a gift waiting in the rotation for one very independent mamselle. But I have a life. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. For a man without much ambition, it's very, very good in some ways. Except that I never bought a car. For some reason, my mind reacts strangely to every attempt to go to the salon for a means of transportation. Before my eyes, I see all kinds of accidents happening because of me, and I don't want to drive at all. So my wife thinks I'm a weirdo, but my choice is public transportation. This is looking a lot like the good Slavia ending from the first game. Despite how this entire story began. My bus runs quite often, but now, on New Year's Eve, the snow-covered streets make it a little difficult to get around. Now I wish I could plug my ears with music and mourn a little bit about what didn't come true. With a vague wistfulness, I thought, examining the well-built figure in the fur coat standing with her back to me. I guess I could go up to meet her now. Okay, music. After all the president has been said, it should be a little easier by now. But it cuts me with a longing for the unfulfilled fairy tale, for the surrogate substitute, the bare plastic facade that turned out not to be Slavia, but... After all, I was right to think that our world was simply incapable of giving birth to such a miracle. Rustling the tires of burgundy Nissan pulled up to my left, leaving room for a possible bus. And look who it motherfucking is. The girl turned toward the headlights, and for a split second I saw her face. She was smiling, a sick, forced smile, to the man behind the wheel, similar to what I see every day in the mirror, faceless, characterless, colorless, identical, similar, but not the same. Is it... Hello, Slavia! I read his lips. I followed the car with my eyes for a long, long time, and then the whole time I drove to the bus stop where my daughter's kindergarten was located. I stared out the window. There was only one thought that plagued me. Did we both miss? Ooh! 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 Oh, damn. Okay. Wow, okay. Nice one. Is that the Nutty Professor? Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna let the credits run through, and while they run through, I'm gonna tell you, basically. Okay. Here's the thing. Is that the ending I wanted? No, not in the slightest. It's basically like that one storyline of cross and separate. Like, yeah, you meet your soulmate, but you don't cross. You meet your soulmate, but it's just not meant to be. And that's reflected in the ending. Like, the ending we got, you can see achievement unlocked. We got the ending, yours not truly. That is... Now, I'm gonna be frank, that's pretty depressing. That is pretty depressing. But I'm not gonna let that get my... I'm not gonna let it get me down. I'm not gonna let it get me down. Because there's a billion endings to this fucking thing, and I'll be damned if I'm not playing every single one of them until I get an ending that I like. Because that's what I do. Because that's what you do when you play a visual novel and you don't like the ending you get. Because, and let me tell you a story, and huge thanks to everybody here, by the way, and let me tell you a story. The first ending I got when I played the original Everlasting Summer was, in fact, Slavia's bad ending. Which, if I do say so myself, is one of the more depressive endings. Like, he just does nothing. So yeah. What can you say? It's a depressing ending, but it's not the only ending, thank God. So there's gonna be more, because there's always more. And we're back here. And thank God we are. And we've got actually like 15 minutes left. Well, no, we're not 15 minutes. We've got like 10 minutes, maybe. We've got some time left. So what are we gonna do with it? I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna keep telling you. So, I guess it's time to take the elephant out of the room and, tell you what I'm planning for the rest of these gameplays. So, of course, I think I'm gonna play this mod to completion. I feel like it really wouldn't be fair if I just kind of left it there with one kind of really depressing ending. So of course I'm gonna keep playing. How am I gonna keep playing is the real question. Here's what I'm thinking. As of right now, I have started, not completed to be clear, but I have started a little flowchart of every decision that I've made in this route and every event that has happened up until this point. I've started it. I'm only on episode or day 2. So I'm not done yet. It'll take me a little bit of time. So I might be late on the uploads. But when I am done, I'll show it to you guys. I'll make sort of a separate episode just explaining the flowchart and also theories. You know, maybe just some theories of what I could have done better and what I'm going to do. And following that, I'm going to run through the choices I made in this route and pick the other one, basically. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick the other one when applicable. And you might be thinking, that's a really inefficient and stupid way to do it. But I can't really think of a better one exactly, so I'm just not going to try to make a better one. That's the plan. I'm going to run through the choices I made in this route and just change them until I get a different ending. There's a reasonable chance that if I pick a different choice, I'm going to get the same ending. So in case that happens, don't worry, you won't have to see it. I'm just not going to upload the video. And here's the plan. Okay, here's the plan. At the start of every video, I'm going to look back at the flowchart, which should hopefully be completed by the time I don't know when it'll be completed, but I want to complete it before the next episode. Either way, I'm going to look back at the flowchart at the start of each episode and go, this is the choice that we're going to make today, and here's how we're going to run through it. And I'll also mention if there are any choices I made previously that didn't lead anywhere, and therefore I'm not making them, or I can show you why they're the same. So that's the plan. Apart from that, I don't really know what else I've got planned. I mean, I'll think of stuff. I'll definitely think of something. The thing is, I want to keep uploads in this channel consistent, which means that if I want to pump out videos on the basis that I've already been doing, I don't have time to do any sort of special projects or anything that breaks the mold too much, because this is already pretty hard to do as it is, the episode videos, and you'd be surprised. And I feel like if I dig my grubby little fingers into something new, it's gonna take me a long ass time, especially because my skills as of yet are pretty damn limited. The entire reason why I managed to do that Everlasting Summer slander video is because I hadn't uploaded anything up until that point, so it was very easy for me to take however long I needed and then just upload it as soon as I could. But now I've got a president, and because I have a president, I'm going to have to upload consistently. Either way, that's the plan. That's the reason why I don't make weird and new and strange videos. And if there's anything left to say, it's that I really enjoyed 7 Days of Summer. It's a pretty depressing ending, not gonna lie, the one that we got. But again, that's why there's more endings. And the thing is, though I'm sure there's a lot better endings, I am fairly certain that there's a lot worse too. Like, I'm sure this is not the worst that it gets. I'm pretty damn sure. Also, shout out to that one dude in the comments that said it's pretty strange for me to get into this route, because that really made me think that I was gonna get a special ending, but no, it's just kind of depressing. So, thank you, I guess. Wow. There's really not much left to say. So, yeah. Thank you for watching today's episode of 7 Days of Summer. And I'll see you in the next one when I hopefully have the flowchart done. The thing is, to finish that flowchart, I need to look back through every episode. And there's literally 30 of them, because there's a lot of content to this game. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see it. So, yeah. It might take me a bit longer than a day, but don't worry. I'll give you bonus uploads. If I don't get it in time, I'll do what I did last time and just upload like 4 videos in one day so that you guys aren't deprived of content. So yeah, with all that out of the way, thank you for watching today's episode, and I'll see you in the next one.